Yeah, I had to come out early. There's only a few of us that can handle being here all week in
Right,
Vegas, so I had
it's
to come
tough.
out early. I'm here. You know what? The city feels great. Seeing the sphere with the NFL logo on it in the Super Bowl, that's really cool, man. What a special week. You can feel the vibe. I can't wait for all the antics that go on with Super Bowl week and then get into this game, which ought to be really special.
Yeah, talk to me about from the O line perspective. There's a lot of scary defenders on the defensive line in these games, both sides. Nick Bosa, Chris Jones, the list goes on and on. Talk to me about that battle in the trenches, and how does the Niners D line up against the Chiefs O and vice versa?
Yeah, I think when you really look at this matchup, you talk about throughout the season, you've seen the Chiefs struggle, and then you get into the playoffs, and it's like, man, here they are, they're on fire. We're seeing Mahomes and Andy Reid at their best, and Travis Kelsey's, all over the place catching football. So they feel confident. But it's really, to me, this game going to come down to, can this Niners line find ways to get pressure on Patrick Mahomes, at least slow down this offense some that's been on fire in the playoffs? And one of those ways is with a guy named Nick Bosa, who's been a really special rusher throughout his time and career in the league. I played him a bunch of myself, obviously playing for the Rams, and he's going to really have a big impact on this game, I think. And then the other one to me is Javon Hargrove. His ability inside, can he create some pressure there? Especially with the loss of Joe Tooney, if he's not able to play in this game with his pec injury for the Chiefs, the left guard, that could be another big factor because they're both those are their two highest paid guys. They're two of the highest paid players at their positions in the NFL. And the Niners are going to be hoping for their impact on this game to help them win a Super Bowl. And on the other side, it's really Chris Jones to me, and really that's the intriguing one is what does Kyle Shanahan do really to negate him? Is it play actions, the run game, getting him tired before they throw it? Because he's going to have a great matchup with the interior of the Niners offensive line. Those guys have struggled a little in pass pro this year. And how is he going to be able to nullify his impact on the game? I think Kyle Shanahan will have a great plan for Chris Jones.
Are those the matchups people should watch then and say if whoever's winning those matchups that could really be like a microcosm of the game?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, I think Chris Jones' ability to impact Brock Purdy. I mean, Chris is a big, tall rusher. You've seen some
Yeah.
of these games when the Niners' offense has been slowed down. What has it been? Batted balls,
Yep.
some pressure in Purdy's face where he can't really see where he wants to throw it. That's going to be a huge thing for the Chiefs. I'm sure a big impact for them is, hey, can we get pressure up the middle? Don't allow them to scramble on us, but get our hands up. You've seen this the last few weeks with these teams. Definitely an emphasis by these D linemen of getting their hands up and trying to block some of these passes and get a hand on them when they're coming out of the backfield.
It seems like whenever there's a big play that needs to be made, Chris Jones is there batting the ball down. I mean, it's like clockwork. It seems.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about this Niners offense, though, I think they may take the opposite approach. And that is, I really could see you look at the success teams have had against the Chiefs, it's been running the football. And
Yep.
this defense has been special all year. Will the Niners take the approach of, hey, this is I think it's teed up for what Kyle Shanahan really wants to do on offense. And that is get after these guys with the ground game, break out all the motions, get Juszczyk fired up, Kittle going, get their emotions ready because it's going to be a physical football game. And I think the Niners take the approach that they're going to try to run it to win it.
We know Patrick Mahomes has grown up playing in these games, so I'm sure you don't worry about him nerves wise. What about for Brock Purdy? I mean, he's got to wake up sometimes and pinch himself that he's in this situation. As a guy who played and won one of these games, Andrew, what's the nerves like for Brock Purdy as he goes into this game? And do you worry about him starting slow because of that and the Niners getting down?
I think there's definitely some jitters when you go out there in the Super Bowl atmosphere. I mean, by the time everything's been done, all the antics that happened before a game, the energy you feel, the music, you go to kick that ball off, man, there's a different feel, and it's a different game to play in because your nerves, your energy, even just your excitement is on a whole nother level, and you're almost trying to like calm yourself down for that first quarter of the game of just, hey, play within myself, concentrate on what I need to do to win this game. And so I think for Brock, there will be some of that to deal with. It's just that natural energy of, man, you
Yeah.
want to do well so bad, and then there's so much going on. It's such a big stage. He's going to have to calm himself down and just make plays. But he has shown over the last 2 years not only to be a really special player off the bat, but to handle these moments well. You look at what he's done in the playoffs and how he's led them back against Green Bay, led them back against Detroit. He's had pressure moments where he's got to be at his best, and he's done it. And so I don't think that he'll get outmatched as far as that goes in the Super Bowl. I think he'll handle himself well, and I think he's going to play well.
I'm sure if there's ever a time where you're going to miss playing, it's around moments like this. I know you spoke last year, Andrew, about almost coming back. Do you miss it? How badly do you miss it? And have you now shut the door? I know as time goes by, it doesn't stop for anyone. Have you shut the door on coming back?
I'll say the same thing I said last year, Steve. Hey, no chance I'm ever shutting the door. Okay, I'm always eligible. I'm always eligible. No, but I get in the weight room every now and then. I kind of convince myself maybe I could do it, but I tell you what, there's no chance. I mean, hey, I feel too good walking around,
right,
hanging out, eating food, having drinks, and watching people play football. It's a much more fun way to do it. So I'm going to stick with that. That's for sure.
You've been doing it wrong the whole time,
That's it.
Well, if that's the case, obviously Hall of Fame is something that happens around the Super Bowl too. Have you ever allowed yourself to think about that? You look online, you search, is Andrew a Hall of Famer, and you've got all these people making these cases. This is what Andrew did. So a lot of people think that's in your future. Have you thought about the Hall of Fame?
I haven't really. I mean, I think that's one of those things that'd be an unbelievable honor to be a part of that group. But I played the game, for the locker rooms I was in, for the men and women I got to compete with, and every staff and every building. Those bonds were so special. And I mean, to me right now, I'm still in that stage of remembering the fun times, the good times of different seasons of my career and all the special people I got to do it with. And that's one of those honors, I think, to me, is when that time comes around. Obviously, it's the craziest thing that ever happened to you to be honored in a game that you played your entire life. It would be really special. But for now, I'm just enjoying all the people I got to do it with.
You're not just in Vegas for fun. You're also doing some work. You're doing something actually pretty cool with Mattel, Andrew. Tell me about what you got going on.
Yeah, for the second year in a row, Mattel Creations and Fisher-Price are offering fans a chance to honor their favorite team in the Super Bowl for the Little People Collector's Super Bowl 58 Championship set. I got these at my house. My kids have them. You know what? They're an awesome way to kind of have memorabilia of your favorite team. And this year, with the Chiefs and the Niners being here, I got to do this last year, and the Chiefs were in it. So you can get a second set when they win back-to-back Super Bowls if you're a Chiefs fan and you think they're going to do it. Your set would include Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and L'Jarius Sneed, and obviously a Chiefs super fan. And then on the Niners side, you got Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, and Fred Warner. Wow. So all fans have to do, go to MattelCreations.com, put your order in, and then when the game's over, if your team loses, you get your money back. But if your team wins, you get something you can keep forever, Super Bowl 58 champion collector set from Little People. It's going to be awesome, dude. They're really cool. Amazing. I got my own, actually. I got one that's made. He's got a sports coat and a hoodie. Maybe one last year. The kids, they love it. It's their favorite thing in the whole house. So, it gets a good laugh when people come over. That's for sure.
He's like an action figure. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. So it's really cool to be a part of it.
That's amazing. Maybe you get them to make like a special edition Taylor Swift one next year to go with the Travis.
I like where your head's at.